Now, things are going from bad to worse in Haiti, which increasingly resembles a failed state or even a gang state. It's believed that gangs control now up to 80% of Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, and the areas that are not gang controlled are being attacked this week. The leader is in exile. Ariel Henry is in Kenya, effectively not in government anymore, but there is no government, it seems, or no functioning government. I'm delighted to be joined by Amy Wilentz, who is a journalist and author who has written 2 books about Haiti and has also written a piece earlier this month about what's going on there for The Spectator. Amy, give us an overview of how Haiti has come to be in this state of collapse.
Well, it's a long story, of course, because Haiti has a pretty long history. But in recent years, there was the earthquake of 2010, in which between 200,000 and 300,000 Haitians died, most of them in actually the area that's now controlled by the gangs, which is Port-au-Prince, the capital. After that, there was an election, and Michel Martelly was elected. He's a musician and singer, and the United States stepped in partly in the form of then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to sort of throw its weight behind Martelly's candidacy, and was influential in his rise to the presidency. He served out his term, a very corrupt president, very anti-democratic, and was followed by Jovenel Moïse, who was then assassinated after staying in power beyond his term, and was followed by Ariel Henry, the actual de facto prime minister, who was again put into power after the assassination with the approval and pressure of the United States, and has served as a de facto prime minister for the last 2.5 years of this terrible descent into gang control. Now, these gangs are traditional in Haitian history. They've been used politically for more than a century, but never like this. And one of the problems is, of course, modern weaponry, and the gangs then exceeding the reach of the people who control them. The people who control them are usually, and in this case, corrupt politicians who want their hands in the till of the Haitian treasury and government and ports and customs, and business people who want gang protection, want to force competitors out of business. It's very mob-like, but extreme. And meanwhile, automatic weapons and ammunition are coming in illegally against UN sanctions from Miami, from the states in the United States that have very lax gun laws, where you can go buy a gun and send it to Haiti, or 12 guns and send it to Haiti, and no one the wiser.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Biden administration's part in all this, because as you suggested, they approved and sort of allowed Ariel Henry to take over in 2021, I believe it was. And this was partly because they had a Haitian migrant problem. They had a large number of Haitian immigrants showing up. I think the largest ever illegal immigrant encampment it was found in America of Haitian immigrants. And so they rather sort of it seems they struck a deal with Henry that they would actually fly back, I think up to 50 flights or over 50 flights of Haitian migrants were flown back forcibly back into Port-au-Prince, and Henry would accept this. And on the part of the US government, they turned a blind eye to the fact that he wasn't really a democratic leader in any normal sense. Is that right?
Well, that certainly seems to be one of the few plausible reasons why the Biden administration would have permitted this guy to remain in power in Haiti, where the United States has had huge influence for since 1915, when there was a Marine occupation by the United States of Haiti. So, yeah, it seemed to be a quid pro quo. You let us fly back 28,000. That's about how many have been flown back so far by the Biden administration. Haitians into destitution and chaos and violence in your country. And in exchange, we won't kick you out of the prime minister's seat. That seems to have been the quid pro quo, yes.
It's extraordinary that the Biden administration hasn't gotten more flack for that politically. I mean, especially on its left, where it's having all sorts of problems at the southern border anyway, and there are all sorts of human rights complaints about what's going on there. And yet, this brutal policy of sending back Haitians in massive numbers to a very, very dangerous situation seems to have gone largely unnoticed.
Largely unnoticed. I mean, it's been noticed on the left. I've been noticing it for as long as it's been happening, and so have other journalists and various publications. But, the mainstream media has not been that interested in it. And also, Americans don't care what happens to Haitians. I've just come to that conclusion. You can write your brains out, which I've been doing for a long time, and you can even go down and, put on television what's happening in Haiti right now in the streets. And frankly, people seem to think those are the appropriate fates for Haitians. So I don't think that he's gotten a lot of flack on his left, Biden, but I think he may get a lot of flack on his right when more Haitians come to our shores and to our borders because of what's happening in Haiti right now and the failed Biden policy in Haiti.
Well, Amy, the thing about gang warfare is that one gang usually ends up on top by one means or another, usually violent means. And the gang that seems to be most dominant in Port-au-Prince is G9. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. And their leader, Jimmy Cherizier, who's a pretty interesting figure. Could you tell us a little bit about Jimmy?
Jimmy was he was a police officer who was kicked out of the police force on various charges of corruption and dealing with gangs, which then he became the head of this gang in the shanty towns of Port-au-Prince, of which there are many and powerful populations. And Jimmy's nickname famously now, or infamously, is Barbecue. People think it's because he burns the bodies of his enemies after he kills them, but he claims it's because he just loves to grill, on an outside barbecue, and that's why he has that name. So, but he's known as Barbecue, and he's eloquent. He knows what to say to the international left media. He fancies himself a revolutionary leader. I don't think the Haitian people are buying this, but certainly some internationalist-minded people think that he could be a great figure in Haiti. Who knows, of course. Yesterday, I think it was, former Ambassador Pamela White gave a little press conference in which she mentioned that she had been on the phone with him only recently and called him Jimmy C. So that's a concern to people, thinking that maybe that is a, kind of a trial balloon floated by the State Department, since she is a former ambassador, to say maybe the gangs should, in fact, be empowered to run the country. The gangs certainly think they should, but it's not because they want to run the country and provide services to the people. I mean, we can see from what they've been doing, that's not their main interest. It's because they want, again, their hand in the pot, as well as the hand of the elites and everyone else in Haiti who has power.
It's obviously a very sad and desperate situation, but made even more sad by the fact that Haiti has such great potential as a country in terms of resources and so on, and yet its history has been blighted with failure, really.
Well, when I was first working in Haiti, I used to say, I don't understand this. How can Haiti be only 600, 700 miles off the coast of the United States and have such problems? It seems it shouldn't have that. But now I think it's because it precisely is that close to the United States that it has these problems. And one thing that has not stood it in good stead over its history with the United States is the very fact of its own idiosyncratic, exceptional history, which is that its enslaved population rose up in 1791, so before any other meaningful slave revolt in the Americas, and defeated the French colonizers in Haiti over a long war, and declared Haitian independence from France in 1804 and the first Black Republic on the globe first successful slave revolt, creating a state. And the United States, there with its economy based on slavery still until 1865, wasn't so pleased to have that as its neighbor. And Haiti has been, I think, punished over the years, over and over, for being a black republic, and had its affairs interfered with severely by the United States. Friendly neighbor to the north, paternalistic, kindly, racist, all these things happening. And plus, American businesses coming into Haiti. There was the Haitian American sugar company that worked there for years and years, no longer extant. Americans exported their excess rice into the Haitian markets under Bill Clinton and caused the tumbling of Haitian cultivation of rice and hunger in Haiti by underselling Haitian cultivation. So it's been a very complicated relationship. American bankers helped service Haiti's debt to France, which has been a big subject ever since the New York Times wrote its series Ransom on French demands for reparations from the former Haitian slaves who were then running Haiti. So it's a complicated relationship with the imperial nations of the West that Haiti's had, more than the other Caribbean nations who finally came out from under the rule of their imperial controllers in the 60s, the 1960s.
Yeah.
So
and is there a
different.
strong, lastly, Amy, is there a strong anti-American sentiment among Haitians now?
Haitians are complicated about America. They have such a long history with us, and there's a little bit of a please rescue us feeling, at the same time that there's a lot of stubborn and understandable dislike of the sort of master role that the United States has taken on so many times in Haiti, and wrested control of the country from the hands of the Haitians. Many of the Haitians have been willing participants in this, that is to say, the people who have power, the people who speak English, the people who run businesses. Many politicians have played right into the American hands. Look at Ariel Henry. I mean, he agreed to this, and he got won by the Americans. He didn't have to do that. He could have stepped down. He could have said, this is a grotesque situation. I'm not participating in it anymore. I'm a patriot. But no, he didn't, and for many reasons. And by the time it was the end, it would have been hard for him to step down without possible physical repercussions for himself.
Yes.
But now he's out of the country. By the way, Freddy, he's not in Kenya. He was last seen in Puerto Rico under FBI protection.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for the update.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Amy. That was fascinating.